Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, and today we are going to be looking at official content art created by EA for the new Star Wars Battlefront. Now, I'm starting to do theories on Star Wars Battlefront and what we expect. It is on the playlist just on this channel, on here, but we're going to be talking about the concept art and what planets are we going to expect. I'm going to say what I want because I'll be settling to a different video. But what can we actually gain as a fact from the fans? Let's begin. For a start, we can get the planet of Vardos. Vardos, this is such great content art created by EA. This is the home of Iden Verso. This is the main character that you play in the campaign. Now we see, obviously, we've got a nice tower in the middle of just pure grey, black, red, and white, very imperial colours, and we've got great scenes. To me, it looks a little bit like New York City in a way, just when it's a lightning storm from a little bit. But you've got lightning storms, you've got red trees, statues underneath the tower, which is quite very well detailed. And we also get other concept art of what the street actually looks like. This was released at the conference at Star Wars Celebration. This is like what the streets are on. Because it looks like a nice tramway system, like a tramway, going through the city. But I highly doubt that's ever going to happen. But I don't know what anything is. Next we have Tatooine. Yes, we have Mos Eisley. Now this is a great favourite of mine to come up. I've got a lot of favourite things. But we get concept art of the creatures. We also get introduction to the land speeder, Luke Skywalker's land speeder. And we also get connection to the animals, giant animals. This is going to be much more detailed than the one they did in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Wow, this is going to get really confusing all of a sudden because there's two of them now. We're going to have more, see, with Stormtroopers, we've got pots and pans and that. This is going to be very tense street fighting when we play it in multiplayer, probably. Next, we have Takanawa. Now, we get this scene from, this was obviously from episode 7, but as another YouTuber has found out, the Millennium Falcon's getting chased by two normal TIE fighters. So does that mean we get to play the Empire on that map? Or is the First Order? But it could be the First Order TIE fighters. We don't know. We can't be picky. Next, we have Hoth. Hoth, beautiful planet. I was expecting this to be in here. I loved it when it was the beta. And it's going to be such beautiful scene with lighting tauntauns. I would love to light into the sunset. If an AT-AT is shooting at me, I don't care. At least I light a tauntaun into the sunset. Now, next we've got the actual Jakku. The actual concept art of Jakku itself. For a start, we get this scene that looks like a bit of a wreckage, with the TIE fighter attacking some sort of resistance ship. Now, if you don't recognize the ship, this is the one used by the Resistance where General Leia Organa comes off, meets Han Solo. And then we get this other scene here where looks like we're going into an ambush. The First Order Stormtrooper helmets. This looks quite interesting. And we also get concept art of a downed Star Destroyer. Now that is very well in detailed, because we see ripped right through the hull of the ship, That massive circle in the center is obviously where the reactor is. Obviously not there working anymore, but very good in detail. Next, we have Yavin 4. Now, obviously, Yavin 4, we were expecting this because it is sitting at the front of the pre-order pictures all the time. But we've got great detail of the temples. The temples are going to be quite sophisticated in detail. We never actually got much about the temples on Yavin 4. Not much playability with them, but for the last couple of small games we got something. But this would be a very good tense fighting and then straight onto Rebel base, the main base. Now we have got Naboo with the city of Feed. Now what can we gain from the picture that we only have just the one concept art, which is very well designed. We've only got crates at the side owning by the Republic because of that yellow symbol. But we also have a destroyed AAT tank owned by the Separatists. Somebody called this a fighter and I went absolutely mental. But this looks like the city of Feed just at the entrance before the palace. There's not much more in the city of Feed. Next, we actually have Camino. Now this is going to be interesting because we get to see a lot in this one picture. We see Phase 1 clone troopers with jetpacks and DL-15 blaster rifles, and we get the first look at a Slave 1 Jango Fett version in combat. And also, if you look in the distance, we find an LAAT gunship, low altitude assault craft, which would be a playable, hopefully playable ship to be played in the game. Another concept art, we have a possibility we can play these ships, hero ships, in during the fighting. Now obviously we get Obi-Wan's main starfighter and Jango Fett's Slave 1. Now fighting over the platforms was one of my favourite things to do in Star Wars Battlefront. Now obviously we can't forget Endor. Endor is probably one of the most famous planets, as being at the start of this game you do actually play on Endor in the campaign, but there will probably be, as they've confirmed, Endor will be playable. Now other places are not as sure as where we could get from. We did get that scene with Luke Skywalker and Inferno Squad member. It was a locky background. Luke's led some of the locks, so maybe it could be Soloist? But that's a theory. Now, this isn't exactly concept art, but we have a first look at a space station. I thought this was the one on Scarif, but obviously not, because the one on Scarif didn't have a thing you could actually dock into a Star Destroyer. So when you zoom down, you actually notice there's a long beam that goes into a Star Destroyer. That is just your docking bay. So this would be part of the main docking bays they use in the Imperial shipyards. When, by the way, you actually get a 24-player map, 24 players in space battles, plus 40-player AI. Now that's going to be a quite immense battle for you and friends to be fighting around the galaxy in space battles. This is in atmosphere, not space. Well, hopefully we get in space battles, proper ones, taking down capital ships and Star Destroyers, which is very interesting and very hopeful. Now for our final entry, we have the Star Killer base. I should have mentioned this at the start, but it was just too obvious. So I thought, no, I won't do it. So, Starkiller Base will be playable in all versions, probably. Multiplayer and campaign, because it's probably the Iden Versal's descent from the Empire to the First Order. We do get a scene of Kylo Ren in the corridor, but that could be anything, we don't know. But this looks very interesting game. So we get all the way from the top, we get Kamino, Jakku, Varnos, Hoth, Yavin 4, Kamino, Naboo, Endor, I think we've said Yavin 4, and Starkiller Base, and Takanawa. Now we've got all these different planets, but hopefully there'll be plenty more for us to explore. I hope I get it like with Sawdust. But thank you for watching this video. If you want me to talk about something else, other than Star Wars, leave a comment below. I will try my best. Within this week, I'm actually going to be talking about the new Injustice game that's coming out soon. What is the campaign about? And why are we getting these parts? Why? But thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. May the Force be with you.